It's beginning of New Year. What I wanna eat is mochi, both pan-fried mochi with soy sauce and seaweed. Happy New Year. That's Japan. Okay, welcome back to my channel. So today, I wanna review Holy Loli. She's one of Japan influencer. And since there's a lot of misinformation about Japan, and some people believe in it, so today, I wanna check her short. So this video is not accusation of this channel. So my intent is the collecting misinformation of Japanese culture, and also I can add some historic context or explanation. So hope you enjoy it. So let's do this. Holy Loli.
There are many lonely people in Japan who don't even have someone to go out to lunch with. Some
Many
of them
lonely
suffer from
people.
this and even turn to special companies. They provide you with a friend for a day or a few hours for money.
I've seen a YouTube video, the guy who's renting himself for $100 a day, but it's not very common service.
With whom you can have fun or chat in a cafe. But in Japan, there are a lot of introverts who, on the contrary, are comfortable being alone. Therefore, the Japanese have invented the perfect cafe, where ramen is cooked, where visitors do not need to contact the staff at all, and the tables are designed for one person only.
So this is Ichiran Ramen, right? Ichiran Ramen is the tonkotsu flavored ramen place. They have individual seat. Actually, New York have some. And people say this Japanese invention came from Japanese introvert. But actually, it's not. It's not true. So this counter is called Aji Shuchu counter, meaning focusing taste seat. So the origin of this table is that the owner of this ramen place, when he was training, when he cooked ramen and served to the customer, regular customer, and the regular customer said, "Oh, that tastes different because you cooked." Next time when he saw the regular customer, he served same ramen and said, "Actually, the owner, master made this ramen." And the customer was satisfied. The customer said, "Oh, tastes very good. It's different from last time you cooked." And he realized that customer really judge about flavor from the environment or information they can see. So he decided to make the wall between customer and the kitchen. So that's the origin of this. So this is not because of introvert.
Why do Japanese school children wear the same heavy backpacks? In other countries, the choice of school bags is more open, but all Japanese elementary school students use the same type of backpack. Why is that? Simply because it contains all the best qualities. Dense material, comfortable orthopedic back.
So reason why we have this randosel, the backpack, is not because of convenient. It's really not convenient at all. To me, this is Japan is still under influence of militarism we had. So origin of this randosel, I think it came from Holland, I guess. When Edo period finished, and then when we started Meiji era, we needed to have the army, right? And they adopted a lot of Western style army. So this is origin of the army backpack, like a durable and you can put a lot of stuff. And then after World II, I think it's Gakushuin, some rich kids school. They started doing that. They started providing this. And the other school decided to follow that style. So it's very, very militarism related. And I think this is the only channel you can get this information. And this is true. So if you haven't subscribed, please don't forget to subscribe my channel.
Capacity. The backpack itself is quite heavy, but in Japan, children do not carry textbooks with them. They are kept under everyone's desk in the classroom.
But when I was a kid, there's a rule that you need to carry the textbook every day. I hate it. I've never done.
The only negative is the price. One costs about $500, and branded ones are even more expensive.
Yeah, as I say, I know it's cute, looks like, but again, if you know the militarism influence, you see differently. Actually, the artist Takashi Murakami, who collaborated Louis Vuitton, before he started doing that kawaii painting, he displayed randosel to express like a Japanese militarism influences.
Japanese schoolgirls kept the whole country in fear. If you saw a schoolgirl in Japan wearing a long skirt and a short sailor suit, there is only one rule. You need to get away quickly, because she's probably from a gang called Sukuban.
You won't see her. You won't see her.
After after the Second World War, a men's group appeared, which under no circumstances accepted women. At that time, girls' rights were limited in all areas, so in the 70s, young Japanese women decided to break stereotypes.
Not true. So there's a gang, like a bad guy, bad student movement in the 70s and 80s. And yes, there's a female gang. So this style is called skeba, like a female gang. Suke is kind of old slang for woman, but also it's kind of discrimination word for sex worker. So skeban, the word itself is pretty sexist.
And so the gang, Sukabana, appeared, which means woman boss. It all started with petty crimes and disorderly conduct, but soon it became a separate subculture. The group members wore a
Yeah, you only see skeban, this kind of stuff in the movie or anime.
recognizable school uniform with a long skirt under which they hid bladed weapons. The largest of the group's gangs consisted of about 20,000 girls. At that time, only the Yakuza could compare with them.
There's no way. There's no way. And also, female Yakuza is so rare.
In terms of numbers, and they were afraid of schoolgirls no less than of adult men. Sukban images are still used in anime and manga. Have you heard of them before? Like and subscribe.
This is really not true.
Don't dare wear this in Japan. Forget about gym clothes unless you are going to the gym. In Japan, tight clothes and open shoulders are considered indecent.
Again, you see a lot of video, like a don't show the shoulder. It's not true.
Unspoken rules of the Japanese that tourists don't know about. Don't count money in front of others. In Japan, it is considered disrespectful to count change.
Never heard of it. If you're Japanese, please let me know in the comment. But personally, never heard of it.
Even if it is a large amount. The Japanese think that this is rude and suspicious. Everyone trusts each other here, and if you count money, the locals will immediately understand that you are new to the country. If a Japanese person wants to give you a gift or give you something of his, you should not refuse him. Even if you do not need this thing at all, it is better to accept it with respect.
And why Pikachu noodle?
Otherwise,
I mean, no is no. If you don't want it, no. But I think it's not only in Japan. If you don't want to say no, like you take and thank you, and then that's it. I'm kind of confusing what she's saying. I think it's everywhere, right? You don't refuse the gift. Even if you don't want, you don't refuse. Right? Am I saying because I'm Japanese?
locals may be very offended or even. In Japan, no one cares about you, but only in a good way. No one will violate your personal boundaries or bother you. Locals are as non-confrontational
That's how people think? Japanese, okay, this is true unspoken dark side of Japan. I don't think it's dark side. You might think Japanese don't care others, right? No, we care. We really observing. We really seeing if you follow in the role or if you behave well, if you wear well. We are being judged constantly. At the same time, we are judging environment. So actually, we really care. But we are not sharing that. But we really care. And we really expect that you follow our rule. Make sense?
as possible. Even deep in the night, you can feel safe. Japanese people will not look at you obliquely if you eat alone. It's a paradise for introverts. There is an establishment.
But eating alone is normal, right? Wait. Am I saying this because I'm a Japanese? And also I'm living in New York for a long time. Eating alone is normal, right?
Japanese women swim in swimming shorts, t-shirts, and there are even special dresses and sundresses for swimming. Among Japanese...
I mean, go to beach. You will see its lie.
What do the Japanese consider ugly? Some Japanese beauty standards can seem quite toxic. In Japan, 40 to 45 kilograms is considered the ideal weight for a girl. There's even a test to see if you're perfect. You need to take an A4 sheet and put it to your waist. If the waist is not visible behind the sheet, then you meet the ideal.
Bullshit.
This is a pretty tough standard, and many girls have to severely restrict themselves in food. Freckles on the body Japanese do not consider beautiful. The same applies to moles. In
Japanese has some mole fetish too. But some people like person who has mole here called nakibukuro. Some people like that.
Japan, it is believed that the cleaner the skin, the more beautiful a person. And some Japanese believe that the location of moles can even tell what work to a person will fit better. Another
Yeah, so meaning people like mole.
feature is the skin of the face. It is important not just the absence of pimples and wrinkles, but also a special porcelain shade. Many girls use special bleaching products to make the skin lighter. Which of these seems strange to you? Subscribe and like.
And also it's a trend. In 90s, definitely there is a darker skin trend. Like there's some people do that, but Japan as a small country, like one big trend looks like everything, right? But yeah, of course there's a culture that has lighter skin, like lighter skin is a beauty in Japan for some people, but there's always opposite too.
In Japan, it's normal, but for us, it's considered strange. Don't forget to subscribe and like. In Japan, it's perfectly normal to ask someone directly how much they earn, whether you've just met or have known each other for
No.
a long time. Talking about
That's insane. Oh, こんにちは, こんにちは. How much do you earn?
income and
No way.
expenses is not seen as inappropriate here. In Japan, these things are considered luxuries, but for us they are the norm. It
I already feel some fear.
is almost impossible to live in Japan without knowing the language well, or at least it will greatly affect the quality of life. Therefore, it is better to prepare thoroughly and learn at least basic phrases before moving to this country.
Yeah.
Because language courses here are insanely expensive. On average, for half a year of training, you will pay $2,500 to $3,000. Many entertainments here are many times more expensive than in our country. For example, a trip to the movies will cost you at least $20 per person. Have a party at home or just sing songs in the shower is a real luxury in Japan, which cannot be realized. Here are very serious about the level
What?
of noise at home, so you know $1,000. Many entertainments here and learn at least basic phrases before moving to this country. Because language courses here are insanely expensive. On average, for half a year of training, you will pay $2,500 to $3,000. Many entertainments here are many times more expensive than in our country. For example, a trip to the movies will cost you at least $20 per person. Have a party at home or just sing.
Wait. Movie is like that everywhere. Like somewhere between 10 to 25, right? It's not luxury.
Songs in the shower is a real
Wait. Singing a song in the shower is a real luxury in Japan. I really didn't expect this. I think it's hard to, like to me, my brain's hard to follow. So I need to read again. Just singing the songs in the shower is the real luxury in Japan.
luxury in Japan, which cannot be realized. Here are very serious about the level of noise at home, so you need to make noise in specially designated establishments. For example, karaoke, but it is not that cheap here. You need to rent a separate room and buy.
This is the worst. Karaoke is damn cheap in Japan. Like sometimes I wonder, sometimes like cheaper than drinking some soda in a restaurant. How they're earning, but that cheap.
By the way, it is obligatory to order something from the menu. When we were in karaoke, for an hour of time paid $22 per person. What do you think of the prices in Japan?
Cheap. What people are saying. All prices are on the par with the cheaper than America. Yeah.
Japanese women have crooked legs. Is this true? People often ask me. This is a common problem in Japan and other Asian countries. This is primarily due to cultural characteristics. Sitting correctly in Japanese means sitting with your legs tucked under you. This is the so-called Sizu pose, who then would not say that foot deformities are a common occurrence here, and that it is somehow noticeable. Like and subscribe.
And subscribe. I've never heard of that. And if that's so, I mean, we don't do seiza that often.
Disadvantages of living in Japan that I still can't get used to. Every summer there are new annoying residents in Tokyo, and these are cicadas, which make very loud noises around the clock.
Oh my gosh, cicada is amazing.
There's absolutely nothing you can do about it, so you just have to put up with it.
She hates skaters. Skaters? Yeah, I know some people complain about how loud bug in Japan is, but to me as a Japanese, that is poetic. Like seasons, like you feel summer, you feel autumn, you feel spring. Is there a bug in spring? But yeah, so cicada in Japan is nice.
Sacrifices you'll have to make in Japan. Forget the bread and cheese sandwiches. Unfortunately, many European products are very difficult and expensive to find in Japan. For example, local buns are different from the bread we're used to. And a good cheese...
I mean, because buns and bread is different food.
Why Japanese people don't like Japan and dream of leaving it. Some locals want to move because of other Japanese, namely because of societal pressures and social norms. Japanese people are taught from childhood that you cannot say no, you cannot cross your elders, you must be obedient and modest.
It's a very strong statement, but I know what she means. By the way, do you know why the Japanese is respecting elder? It's all came from Confucius. Confucius? Koshi? How can I say English? Confucius from China. So I would say I've been in Japan. I went to China and I saw some school environment and living in the US now. I realized that Japan is like 70% US, but 30% China, which is rooted Confucius culture, the following the order, respecting elders and that kind of stuff. But it's not like as she said. No is no. We say no.
Unspoken rules in Japan that you must know. Girls, please always wear shorts under your skirt. There is a problem in Japan. Some girls are photographed under their skirts.
Unfortunately, I heard that's pretty common.
This happens most often on public transportation. On the walls of subway stations you can see posters that urge to be careful. And also because...
So there's a lot of the pervert in Japan. So iPhone in Japan is different from iPhone from the other country. If you do the silent mode, you still make the shutter noise. You cannot turn off in Japan because there's a lot of people who trying to do that, unfortunately.
Japanese couples don't sleep together after marriage.
Not true. How? Wait. What's going on?
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Many Japanese men after marriage start treating their wife as a family member instead of the girl they started dating.
Okay, this is more than I expected.
Japanese men say that after they get married, something clicks in their heads and their attitude towards their wife changes. Intimacy becomes a rarity and sometimes completely disappears. The wife is seen more as a child-rearing partner than as a lover.
This is... Wait. Completely false.
At the same time, many women see their husbands primarily as fathers of their children and no more. Some of them have relationships based on friendship, and some of them are not interested in their partner's life at all. Some Japanese believe that it is best to sleep alone. No one is
I really don't know what to say. It's horrible if it's true.
around to disturb. Often couples share rooms with the arrival of a child, because husbands here mostly come home late and the wives sleep in the room with the baby. In order not to wake him up, the husband sleeps separately.
I'm scared a little bit.
Is it normal to sleep separately or not? Normal things in Japan, but strange for other countries. Students in Japan clean their own classrooms, corridors, and toilets. Here children don't see it as a problem because of the excellent discipline.
Yeah, that's true. We clean school for free.
After the end of classes, each class cleans its own room,
discount.
and the staff on duty clean the restrooms and tidy up the playgrounds. The Japanese mostly don't know English at all and don't learn other languages. They have been learning English since elementary school, but the knowledge is not well stored in the head. Japanese people memorize some words, constructions, and rules, but they can't apply it all in live communication. Locals believe that if you know 2 or more languages, you are superhuman. In
Am I?
Japanese supermarkets, you don't have to put the products on the tape yourself. The cashier will do it all himself. So some Japanese people literally don't know how to shop for groceries in other countries.
I had no problem buying stuff outside of Japan in my life.
For the Japanese it is shameful, but for us it is the norm. The Japanese never wear fakes and replicas. For them it seems strange and meaningless. Locals are genuinely surprised when they learn that in other countries it is quite common to wear fake brands.
Really? And also there's a fake brand in Japan too.
It is not customary to stack dirty plates on top of each other after a meal. The Japanese believe that this makes them even dirtier. They deviate from this rule in the case when the
What?
waiter himself stacks the plate.
Wait, it's
Stack
hard
dirty
to
plates
follow.
on top of each other
So
knows
much
better
misinformation.
How much his goods cost. It is not customary to stack dirty plates on top of each other after a meal. The
What?
Japanese believe that this makes them even dirtier.
No. It's for the waiter and the waitress, it's nice to stock and then give it to them. It's nice.
They
What's she
deviate
talking
from this
about?
rule. The Japanese are more concerned with the opinions of others than with their relatives. Locals will sacrifice their hobbies and personal lives for the approval of the collective. For example,
If Japanese doesn't have hobby, why there's so many nerds and otakus? It's like having hobby is making kind of Japanese culture.
a person may judge you just because someone else is judging you. Even in their personal lives, the Japanese are concerned about the opinion of others.
Yeah, but I think much less than compared to China and Korea.
It's not common to see a couple holding hands or showing affection on the streets. This was
What?
considered indecent, although today's young people are already beginning to move away from these strict rules. Dangerous encounters in Japan that can leave you lost forever. Not long ago, the phenomenon of a papakatsu appeared in Japan. Roughly
Papakatsu.
speaking, this is when young girls look for a sugar daddy
But you just said Japanese don't have physical relationship before marriage.
through social networks or dating apps. There are even special websites where men post their profiles and attach a bank statement. Papakatsu relationships do not always include sex. Many girls simply spend time with men and accompany them to dinners, walks, or events.
I heard of it. And when I was high school, I had people who was doing that similar stuff. At that time, I think I was 17. So she was 17 or something. She was working bar, which is illegal, but she had some customer that he offered her to pay very luxury apartment, but she needed to agree there's cameras.
Strange expectations of women in Japan. I have said many times that Japan is a very patriarchal society. A woman's responsibility is to fully serve her husband, take care of the house, and raise the children, and sometimes also go to work. But that's not all. In Japan, it is believed that a woman should be weaker than a man, both physically and financially. Often women do not want to
I mean, I'm not saying there's no sexist people, but this is too much.
take on open positions, because it is accepted that a woman should follow the household, and to see a woman in a management position is a real rarity in Japan. Patriarchal society builds a stereotype that only a man can be a commander, and if a woman starts earning as much or even more than a man,
I mean, this type of video is making that.
in Japan, these things are considered luxuries,
Okay.
while in our country it is the norm. Private houses quickly come to an uninhabitable condition. Some people live in tiny 10 square meters and cannot invite friends to visit and have
that was kids' party or something, right?
your positive qualities that the Japanese will not like.
I don't think I can handle this. Oh my god, it has 700 it has 773 videos. I don't think I can do now. Yeah, if you're curious about more real Japanese culture from Japanese person, make sure hit like button and then don't forget to subscribe my channel. Oh my god, I feel like I got so tired. Feels like I've been playing video game for like 12 hours or something. Oh my. I'm gonna cut a lot, but total recording now is 1 hour and 3 minutes. But exhausted. Alright. I love you all. I'll see you guys next video. Bye.